What's up, Saiyan Army? Welcome to the video. So today we got a new client transformation video for you guys. As always, do me a favor and like the video. Shout out to my client Casey for allowing me to share his transformation and journey with you guys. Today we got a little bit different video for you. We got a reverse dieting transformation. I know a lot of you guys have been commenting that you guys wanted one for so damn long, so here it is. And as always, let me know in the comment section down below any future videos or future transformations that you guys may be on the lookout for that may help motivate and inspire you guys to make that change for yourself. And as always, every single one of you guys watching this video can and will change if you guys put in the work. So a little background on Casey, 26 years old. 5'9". He's a kitchen manager slash restaurant owner, so he's on his feet all day. As you guys will see later on in the transformation, he does accumulate a lot of steps. His NEAT is very high. For those of you guys who don't know, prior to me being a personal trainer, my last job was actually waiting tables at a restaurant. So I know exactly how it is and how much energy you're expending every single day at work. And just because it's so fast paced, I mean, obviously depending on where you work, but where I work, whenever I went on cuts, I wouldn't do pretty much any cardio. I would do maybe cardio here and there, but because my NEAT and my steps are so damn high whenever I was working, I barely had to do any cardio. Now it's a little different. I actually have to do more cardio. But his workout experience, he's been working out for about 6 years semi-consistently. And for Casey's workout program, I put him on my Saiyan Power Building program, which is a 5-day program. You can check it out at SaiyanArmy.com, link in the description. However, because of Corona, because of the quarantine, he wasn't able to, obviously his gym closed, and the last about 2 to 3 weeks of his cut and his entire reverse diet was utilizing a resistance band and some body weight exercises. So pretty much as soon as Corona hit, the first thing I did was start working on a bunch of programs for my clients because I knew a lot of the gyms were closing down and they were gonna need some other ways to exercise. So I created a resistance band and body weight program for Casey to do at home, and that's pretty much what he's doing even to today. So Casey, I'm still coaching him, and I think his gym opens in the next week or two. So Casey's still working out from home, still ascending, and you know what? There's no excuses, guys. There's no excuses. Yes, the gym shut down. Yes, it sucks, but there's no excuses. You can still change your life. You can still get healthy and look better. So here's a little background on Casey's cut prior to his reverse diet. So we had him dieting for 18 weeks. He cut down from 175 pounds to 155 pounds. I'll put his transformation picture up on the screen for you guys to see. As you can see, his before pictures, he has, a lot of body fat, maybe barely any visible abs. You can tell he lifts, but he just has a lot of fat covering all his muscle. At the end of his cut at 155 pounds, he looks lean, he has abs, and he looks a lot better. His average weight loss was 1.1 pounds a week, which is really good. As I tell you guys in every video, slower is always better. Why? Because you get to maintain a healthy metabolism. You're, not cutting calories too fast, so you're not starving as soon. You're kind of easing your way into the diet. And 3, you're able to body recomp. There's a chance, depending on who you are and your circumstances, that you can gain muscle or build back lost muscle or even gain some newbie gains throughout the process. Again, it depends on who you are. This doesn't happen for every single client, but you know what? That's always the goal. His starting macros was 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 180 grams of proteins. His ending macros at week 18 was 150 carbs, 50 fats, and 170 grams of proteins. He had 2 refeeds every week, which were at 200 carbs, 50 fats, and 160 grams of proteins. So yes, he got pretty low on his macros to get down to 155. So before we get into it, there's just one more thing I'd like to add, and that is there's 2 ways to reverse diet. The first way is for all the competitors and people who are just coming from off of a hardcore diet where they got insanely shredded. They got them thick skin all over their body. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but you know what I mean. They're just insanely shredded. They got veins popping up their abs, veins everywhere. They just came off a show. For those people coming off a show, I recommend to immediately increase calories right off the bat. The second way to reverse that is the way that I do it with my clients, and that's because most of them aren't competitors. They don't get insanely shredded. Even Casey at 155, he's maybe give or take around 10% body fat, I would estimate, which isn't show ready. So the second way that I do it with all my clients is I do it nice and slowly. As we go through the video, I'll explain why, but that's the two ways. Let's get into the transformation. Week 1, macros, 200 carbs, 50 fats, and 160 grams of proteins. Because gyms are closed, we changed up his cardio towards the end of his cut, and he started tracking his days. You know, obviously the restaurant was closed as well, so he had to make up for those calories that he would have been burning, so he started tracking his steps. So what Casey was doing towards the end of his cut was 20,000 steps a day. For those of you guys who have tracked your steps, that's a lot of steps. Even 10,000 steps a day is a good amount, and is usually what I recommend to all my clients, especially during, you know, the quarantine time, just to keep their NEAT up. You know, he was hitting 20K steps a day. We kept it exactly the same because I bumped up his carbs by 200 calories. So his previous macros prior to that was his ending cut macros, which was 150, 50, 170. So we bumped up his carbs to 200 and kept cardio the same. Average weigh-in was 156 pounds. So here's his week 1 pictures. Casey is really lean and he looks pretty much the same as when he ended his cut, just very kind of flat. As you'll notice throughout the reverse diet transformation, you're gonna see his body kind of fill out more. You know, he's gonna replenish a lot of those glycogen stores, and I'll go more into depth as we go. Week 2, macros, 225 carbs, 55 fats, and 160 grams of proteins. So we just upped carbs by another 100 calories, nice and slowly. We bumped down cardio. Instead of 20K steps a day, we bumped it down to 15,000 steps a day. His new average low weigh-in was 155.7 pounds. So it's great to see that, you know, we increased carbs by an extra 75 carbs. We dropped cardio by another 35,000 steps a week, and he still lost 0.3 pounds. Here's his week 2 pictures. As you can see, not much change throughout this transformation. You're just gonna see small change. You're gonna see his body kind of leaning out but filling out at the same time. Reason being is, like I said in the previous week, his glycogen stores are getting replenished and he's rebuilding some of that lost muscle. But you guys haven't seen nothing yet because this is before the gyms even reopened. So once the gyms reopen, you're gonna see his body recomp again and he's gonna start packing on that lost muscle. Week 3, macros, 250 carbs, 55 fats, and 160 grams of proteins. Again, kicked up carbs, another 100 calories. We dropped steps to 10,000 steps a day. So now he's doing 70,000 less steps a day. He had a huge low weigh-in this week at 151 pounds. I believe his activity level was a little bit higher than 10,000 steps a day for this week because he had other stuff going on. But 151 pounds, a huge drop for that week. And here's his week 3 pictures. So there's a couple of reasons why people lose weight as you reverse diet. And one of them is as you increase calories, people tend to feel better. And what do you do when you feel better? You move around more, you exert more energy, you do more. Their NEAT goes up even more because they're feeling better now. And that's great because they're putting those extra calories to use. Week 4. Macros, 300 carbs, 60 fats, and 150 grams of proteins. Steps was 10,000 steps a day. New average low weigh-in was 149.2 pounds. So in week 3, I saw that huge drop, that 4.7 pound drop. So, you know, I understood that I need to bump up calories even more because his metabolism was coming back up again. What happens when you diet for a prolonged period of time is your metabolism slowly comes down. You know, the longer you diet, especially on low calories, the slower your metabolism gets. So what we're doing right now is we're nursing his metabolism back up again, you know, getting those leptin levels high again. So what we did was we bumped up carbs by 200 calories, we bumped up fats by another 5 grams, and we dropped protein down to 150 grams because what happens is you don't need that extra protein when, you know, your glycogen stores are full, you're not in like diet mode anymore. 1 gram per pound of body weight is totally fine, especially with him being that lean. And still, he dropped weight again that week. As you can see, he looks even leaner, abs coming in even deeper, lines look better, arms look fuller, and things are going great. And this is what happens when you guys stay disciplined after the diet. You know, this is what happens when you guys diet correctly and you don't feel like death at the end of your diet and feel like the need to binge and, you know, throw everything away. This is what happens when you're disciplined. And this is the same advice I tell all my clients that I after their coaching's done. Let's say like they still have to finish up their cut, they ask me how to reverse diet, I tell them it's exactly the same as how we dieted down, just backwards. Instead of dropping calories and increasing cardio, you're increasing calories and dropping cardio. Just do it slowly and gauge it week to week, just like we're doing today. Week 5. Macros: 325 carbs, 70 fats, and 150 grams of proteins. Steps was 10,000 steps a day, and we actually kept it at 10,000 steps a day for the rest of the transformation. As like I told you guys earlier, 10,000 steps is what I recommend to a majority of my clients. So Casey's new average Lil Wayne was 148.8 pounds, and here's his week 5 pictures. Lighting's a little bit different. He's not flexing the same. Obviously, all these pictures that you're seeing is him, you know, tightening his abs and flexing it. Still looking great. Still looking lean and mean. Calories are way higher than, they're double than what he was dieting on, over double now. We're on a good pace. We just got to keep on rocking. Week 6. Macros: 350 carbs, 75 fats, and 160 grams of proteins. Cardio was still 10,000 steps a day. Average weight was 150 pounds. This was the first week where we saw Casey's weight just go up a little bit. I believe he had some kind of engagement or something going on. I believe, you know, things were opening up. I think he had some kind of party or something. That's why he had a slight spike in weight, but whatever, it's all good. As your macros and calories go up, you know, you have a lot more flexibility. You can fit in a lot more foods that you want. And here's his week 6 pictures. Arms filling out even more. You can see his shoulders coming in more. His arms are looking fuller, chest looking fuller, everything's looking better. But yet he's still looking lean, even leaner than when he first started. So that is great. His glycogen stores are full. He's feeling great. And I bet he just can't wait for the gym to open. Week 7. Macros: 350 carbs, 75 fats, 160 grams of proteins. We kept macros exactly the same. Cardio was 10,000 steps a day. Average weight was 150.2 pounds. This is a really good place for him. And remember, he started his diet at 250 carbs, 55 fats, 180 grams of proteins. And that was at 175 pounds. Now he's 25 pounds less with carbs at 100 grams more, fats at 20 grams more, and, you know, slightly less proteins. So he's at a very good place where he's maintaining, you know, a lean physique on a lot higher calories. Week 8. Macros: 350 carbs, 75 fats, 160 grams of proteins. It stayed the same. Cardio: 10,000 steps a day. New average weight was 151.1 pounds. So he gained about 0.9 pounds from week 7 to week 8, which is all good. Right now I feel like his macros are at a good place, even though he's slowly gaining weight. It's all good because his physique is still looking really good. He's filling out even more. If you compare his, you know, his week 8 of his reverse diet to his week 18 at the end of his diet, his physique from 155 pounds to 150 pounds or 151 pounds, it's a big difference. His body looks a lot fuller, he looks a lot leaner, and he just looks a lot better. And from here, we're probably just gonna maintain these macros until the gyms reopen. And once the gyms open, you're gonna see his body start recomping a lot of that lost muscle that happened, and he's gonna recomp it very fast because muscle memory is real. And from there, we'll adjust his macros and his cardio depending on, you know, where he wants to take it. Also, shout out to all you guys that put in the work during this quarantine time. You know, when the gyms were closed, you didn't let it stop you from, you know, achieving your goals from ascending. And even if you're watching this video and maybe you gained, you know, the quarantine 20 or whatever they're calling it, I don't know, I just made that up. But maybe you gained some weight during quarantine, maybe you put on some fat, maybe you lost some muscle. Understand, it's all good. Like I said earlier, muscle memory is real for you as well. And once the gym reopens, you're gonna regain a lot of that lost muscle. Just get back on everything. You can still achieve your goals. And, you know, maybe you put life on pause during the corona and everything, but understand that now's the time to start making moves to get in shape. Now's the time to start, you know, tracking your macros, start hitting your cardio sessions, start, you know, working out and getting back in shape. So for those of you guys who are serious about getting back in shape, feel free to email me, gokuflex@gmail.com. Right now I'm super booked, but I do still have a couple of slots open. I'm trying to really hard to make more time for you guys to take on as many clients as I can, but right now I'm just crazy busy. As you guys saw the vlog, if you guys haven't watched my last video, go ahead and watch it. A program I highly recommend checking out is my Saiyan Shredding program. I get so much emails of people ascending, making crazy gains and just learning, you know, their macros, their cardio, their nutrition, all from that program. I took everything that I learned from all my clients over the years and put it into that one book to help you guys do it on your own. Also, shout out again to my client Casey for sharing his transformation with you guys. You know, like I say in every video, not every single client is comfortable with me sharing their progress with you guys, but you know, I do highly and really appreciate the ones that do. Thank you and shout out to Casey. Again, like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See you guys in the next one. Much love, strength, and honor. Aloha.